Hello, and welcome to the Two Up Top FA Cup weekend review show. Now, normally I'd have Gav and Ed either side of me, but as this is the FA Cup review show, neither of them are here because neither of their teams are still in the competition. No, I am, of course, joking. I do have with me, I have Gav with me today. How are we doing?
Leave me alone. I ain't here to talk today.
No. Oh, come on. Let's get to it. Let's talk about the most important game of the day. Let's talk about who played this morning.
I'll allow you lot, man. Honestly, I swear to God, man. Honestly, the thing is, right? I'm not actually that annoyed. I am in a way, but you know, there's a lot of fixtures that we need to play, so I understand why Arsenal have to make their changes and things like that. But for the love of Jesus, bloody hell.
Where do you want to go first? Where should we go first?
I want to talk about Chelsea. I want to talk about Chelsea first. So let's have a look at these. So Chelsea 3, Luton 1. A hat trick from Tammy Abraham, which is that will do him the world of confidence, all the confidence in the world that will. And
found his level.
But Timo, I was thinking this, but Timo Werner, not so cool for him. And by the way, yes, I am doing the show in my dressing gown because I'll do what I want. But yeah, Tammy Abraham, I really like him, but I want to know whether he is able to truly cut it at the top level.
I think there was some very generous defending in quite a few of his goals today that you wouldn't necessarily see in the Premier League. I'd love for Tammy to make it at Chelsea because, I mean, they are pretty much a revolving door with their youngsters, aren't they? But I'd like to see him make it. I don't think he will. I think he'll end up having to eventually make the move somewhere and be a focal point rather than just someone to wheel out in the cup games.
Yeah, because he did it at Villa, didn't he? And where else was he?
Swansea, was it Swansea?
Was it Swans? Yeah, Swansea tried it at Swans, and that he was too young for me at the time. Yeah. And he's a little bit old now. Was he 22 now? So, but there's a number of Chelsea players that I've got my eye on for different reasons. One, Mason Mount. I think I like Mason Mount, but skipper for the day.
Yeah, I wasn't entirely convinced with that either. Seeing some of the players out on the pitch and the seniority of some of the players out on the pitch, and Frank's giving it. I don't know whether now Frank knows that it's such a meme that we all laugh that he loves Mason Mount so much. So I don't know whether he's like buying into it and like laughing at us a little bit, but going like, "How you think I love Mount? Well, I'm going to make him captain," or if he genuinely just sees him as like this swashbuckling youngster that's going to literally set Chelsea to rights. I'm not a huge fan of making him captain for the day, but it's not my club. It's not.
We all know that we don't get involved in training, so we don't see what's happening. We don't hear the conversation. It's not like rugby league where they've got a camera in the dressing room and you can hear what's going on. So we don't actually know whether Mason Mount is a true leader or not. We can't really see it on the pitch, but back behind the scenes, he might be the one that's barking orders. But this game is meant to kick off at 12 o'clock. And it didn't kick off at 12 o'clock. It kicked off at about 12:05. And obviously, we all know that half-time is 15 minutes, but they had nearly 25 minutes at half-time. Was that complete S-housery from Luton, or is it true that they don't have clocks in the room that they were in?
Yeah, I don't think it was. I don't think it was S-housery from Luton. It was a cold day. I don't think they'd have wanted to hang around any longer than I needed to. Like, you don't want to sit down for an extra 5 minutes and let your joints seize up. But yeah, I mean, that is kind of what happens at the minute where obviously they can't share dressing rooms. They basically put them in Dane's Camp swimming pool, what it looked like, or the leisure facility or whatever it was. And
no buzzer.
There was no
bell.
There was no buzzer. Well, I can hear your buzzers ready.
Yeah, that's the washing machine done.
Even you got one. Yeah. So apparently there was no. But then the confusing thing is, so that happened before kickoff, happened again at halftime. If they knew it was a problem, why isn't someone at halftime, like the referees, going and knocking on the door, going, right, 1 minute, lads, come on. No, they just, again, Chelsea were out there waiting. And then the best thing about it, when Luton turned up to the second half 5 minutes late, got the little cones out and we're running drills.
Yeah. It's like proper got game to play, man.
Yeah, Chelsea have been waiting for 5 minutes to get the second half underway, and then not only did they rock up late, they were like, hold on, guys, we need to warm up here. Like, give us a break. Right. Now, this isn't a witch hunt, because you know I love this player. Timo Werner.
Mate,
It's getting
not right.
Fernando Torres. It's getting Fernando Torres levels of bad. I know he's a bit of a confidence player. I get that. What striker isn't? But it's getting to the point now, man. He's getting chances. He should be scoring. Whether he had a good record in the Bundesliga or he'd only scored 10 goals in League Two, a player of his caliber, the chances he's getting, he should be scoring, man. He's getting one-on-ones. He's getting easy chances, and he's fluffing his lines.
He's got a penalty. He's got a penalty, and he's missed that. It wasn't the cleanest penalty as far as I'm concerned. It wasn't very good, but keeper was off his line as far as I was concerned. So it should have been retaken.
I said to you while I was watching it in the WhatsApp group, and they VAR'd it and said it was fine. And like from one angle, it looked like his toe is just touching a little bit of white. But then from the other angle, I wasn't entirely sure that he was completely on the line. But it wasn't a great penalty anyway. And after the penalty save, Werner kind of just stood there and like hung his head. But then it got even worse. It was about 5 minutes later. And he kind of got presented another chance, took a horrible first touch. The ball got away from him. He fluffed his lines. And he literally stood in the box on his own with his head in his hands, like slumped over for about 2 minutes. Like the guy is absolutely shot.
Absolutely bereft, mate. Absolutely bereft. Someone who has got a lot of confidence at the moment, and I've got a lot of time for him, it's Billy Gilmore. Yeah. He is a player. Now, he was about to come through and he was looking really good. So I'm moving around a lot. I'm going to sit still. I'm uncomfortable now. So he was instrumental in the middle of the park today. And it's a shame for him because he had that injury just as he was starting to make it through to the first team a little bit. He was out at the end of the season for about 4 months. So it's taken him a bit of time to sort of work his way back in. But I think he has a future in the game. I don't know whether it's going to be at Chelsea, but I do believe it is going to be at a top club because we know what Chelsea are like. Frank will go at some point. He'll probably go. I think they'll wait until the end of the season, but a new manager will come in and they will not be looking at the youth. So players like Tammy, he'll be gone. Mason Mount, I don't think will be hanging around there at all. I do think he's a Premier League player, but I don't think he'll be hanging around there under a foreign manager. And Billy Gilmore, once again, I don't think he will. But I can see Billy going to somewhere like I can see, like Leipzig getting rid of Sabitzer and going somewhere, and then they get someone like Billy Gilmore in because I think his technical ability is completely suited to the Bundesliga, and as I said, I do think he is a top end player.
He'll rock up at Hoffenheim or something like that.
Oh no, Hoffenheim, they're doing terribly at the moment. What should we go to? We might as well talk about what's just happened. Liverpool are out of the FA Cup. They are out of the FA Cup. Manchester United 3, Liverpool 2. The goals they came from. Can't get my words out. Mo Salah, he got a brace. Mason Greenwood, it was nice to see him score. Rashford and Bruno Fernandes, not from 12 yards out, which is surprising many a fan up and down the land. When Liverpool go 1-0 up, what was going through your mind?
I just want to state this is beer, by the way. I'm not over egging it and having like champagne or anything. This genuinely. What was going through my mind? I was actually really frustrated, not just because we'd gone a goal down, but we had the better of the opening exchange. Like first 15 minutes, it looked like United were in control. It was not easy, but it was like, right, this is what we want to see, boys. Control it. Don't do anything stupid. And then it was literally just one pass, split us. Lindelof doing pirouettes. You could see that he was trying to track Salah's run, then decided he couldn't go and win the ball. So he ended up literally just spun around in a circle, lost all semblance of where he was, and Salah literally just was through on goal. And I thought, right, here we go again. Because before Liverpool scored, we had 2 decent chances where Greenwood found himself in the box and pretty much one-on-one with a defender. And his decision-making, I love Greenwood, but his decision-making at the minute is still very, you can tell he's a young player. Twice he's done step-overs and tried to... One of them, he didn't even shoot or cross. It was kind of neither. And it was like straight at the keeper. Another one, he could just cut it back, and Cavani was in the box. So when we went 1-0 down, I was like, here we go. This is going to be one of those games where we haven't taken our chances and we're really going to be made to pay for it. But then the Greenwood goal, the Rashford pass is just absolutely scandalous. I know Milner almost gets to it, but he doesn't. So
yeah, it's a great pass.
And then it drops to Greenwood, and I was thinking, because obviously I've been saying that he wasn't having a great start to the game. And it drops to him. I was like, please, please, please. And I just love that as he's about to shoot, Robertson can't get close to him enough. So he just shouts at him. So I don't know if you've seen the picture. Robertson just gives him, he literally screams in his ear. And Greenwood still scores, which was nice.
What I like about that is because like those two opportunities that you said just beforehand, they were both with his right foot. And I was thinking on both occasions, it's like, why don't you cut inside and have it on your left? Because you are left-footed. We know that your right foot is good. So when he was in that position, I was thinking, it's going on his right foot again. What are you doing? But no, it went straight past.
It wasn't just that it was on his wrong foot. It was one of those where shoot or cross. Don't try and do both, or just don't get caught in the mind of both. And then come out of second half, we look proper fired up and ready for it. The Rashford goal is just another thing of beauty. The ball to Rashford's incredible. Rashford takes it really well, and I thought, right, we're in control. Let's not be silly. And then my favourite catchphrase of all time. We've said many a times. I'm gonna get a t-shirt made. Just because you can play out from the back doesn't mean you should. But here's the thing as well, and I've always said the playing out from the back.
It progressed quite a bit from that move, though, hadn't it?
I know, but the problem is, it all started from that though, because Maguire looked uncomfortable to literally pings the ball out to whoever. Then Cavani plays a lazy pass. But then and then Pogba wasn't tracking Milner, and Milner just literally strolls through the centre of just between an open sea of defenders. And it all could have been avoided because Maguire probably wouldn't have made that pass out wide to, I think it was Fred. No, it wasn't Fred because he wasn't on then. Whoever it was that he made the pass to under pressure. And it's like I've said to you, the playing out from the back, I understand that's football these days and that's modern football. I don't want to see Harry Maguire with the ball at his feet under pressure. I know he's got a pass in him. Do not get me wrong. He can ding a 40-yard diagonal. But I don't want to see it under pressure. And I mean, the thing is as well, everyone says about Henderson how he's, other than Pope, because he was an absolute freak this week. Henderson is great, but I don't fully trust him with his feet at the minute. And I don't trust him playing out from the back.
He's not a foot keeper. And that's the reason why neither Henderson nor Pope will start for England because Pickford is way more comfortable with the ball at his feet. He's actually a better footballer than a goalkeeper, I would probably say.
So my problem is that, like, the recipe of not trusting Maguire with the ball at his feet in those situations and not really trusting Henderson with his ball at the feet is scary. So yeah, and then was that the second goal? The second goal? Yeah, it was. That was the second.
Yeah, that was the second goal. Yeah.
And then literally, and I was so frustrated because it seemed like we had control of the game. We were dictating it. As soon as Liverpool got that second goal that we gifted, they were over us, man. They were literally just absolutely came at us like Liverpool of last season, triple pressing every man. We couldn't escape. Mate, we didn't have the ball. Literally, I'm sat there for about 5 minutes. I don't think we touched the ball once.
Yeah.
There was at one point.
Well, they put the stat, didn't they? The 72. No, 78.
78.
Yeah.
And we had 22. Yeah. And I was
bad.
It was like, come on, can we get a kick of the ball? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah. Can I play? Can I play, sir? That's what it's like.
Now, there was a contentious incident that neither me or you think is a contentious incident, and we're going to get called out for it because people will just say that I'm biased because I'm a United fan. United get a free kick on the edge of the box.
Oh, before that, I thought you were about the other one, the Mane challenge.
Oh, on Fred.
Yeah.
No, it was a 50-50. They both went for the ball. At the
time, I didn't even think it was. I didn't even think it was a foul when I first saw it. And I saw it again. I was like, I can see a foul there.
Follow-through's a bit meaty, and the way that they've been giving those follow-throughs recently, I'm not surprised.
But Mane gets away with it all the time.
Yeah, we'll touch on that in a minute. Not just necessarily this game, but we'll touch about. We'll get onto the referee in it, so I'll ignore certain bits of this. Yeah, so I mean, Fabinho's already on a yellow. I don't think it's a second yellow, so he should be sent off. But it's a clumsy challenge to make while you're already on a yellow. But I know Ian Wright at the end of the game on BBC, he was like playing up a little bit and joking because he wanted his prediction to be right that it was 2-2. So he was like, "Weren't a foul for me," jokingly. But unfortunately, there was quite a few people that are saying it wasn't a foul, and even Alan Shearer looked at him like Shearer was like, he's gone through the back of him with his knees, right? Like, no, and it's like, what?
Oh yeah. Obviously, my dad was having a bit of banter. It's as simple as that. But if you go on Twitter and you go on all Facebook groups and various other methods of social media, there are so many people that do not believe that was a foul by Fabinho.
I haven't checked LinkedIn yet.
Do you know what? I might have a look at LinkedIn in a minute as well. Do you know what? But I'll be honest with you.
It's a foul.
How is that not a foul?
He's gone through the back of him. Literally.
How is it not a foul? It's a foul every day of the week.
Ian Wright's thing was that, well, it was already half going down. It doesn't matter if he's doing a handstand. If he knees him in the back of his body while he's behind him, it's a foul. Yeah, it's a nibble. It's a foul. You've been baited into a challenge by a veteran of the game that knows he's going to get the foul. And then Bruno Fernandes stepped up and decided to score a 25-yard penalty this week. No, exactly. He's like, honestly, even when he doesn't have a good game, he still produces something. He is literally, and I said this the other week, and they said it today on Match of the Day. They said there hasn't been an impactful player at United, and I thought they were going to go Ronaldo, but they went with what I said the other week. He has had a Cantona impact on United. Like, he literally dragged us to our first league title and dragged us to a few others along the way with his goals. And this is what Bruno's doing. Like, he literally comes off the bench with 15 minutes left. And I know it's a set piece, but it's a quality. I mean, Alisson might want that moment back again, to be honest, because I don't think he should be beaten far corner from where the free kick was positioned. You've got to assume that's where Bruno's going. So
well, you can assume that, yes, but I think that was pre-planned, that whole routine, because Pogba stood directly in the line of where that ball was going. So without Pogba being there, because you can actually tell that it was planned, because just the way that Pogba reacted, he didn't react as in like, yes, our team just scored. He reacted in a, oh my God, it worked. Yeah. That's the view that I got from him.
So I've got two stats here for you. So obviously you don't know.
I love a stat.
Right. So here we go. This is a wonderful one. Talking about the importance. So since his Manchester United debut in February 2020, Bruno Fernandes has scored more goals than any other player for Premier League clubs with 28. Now, I knew he had the goal involvement, but I didn't know if it was like. Oh, mate.
Goals. That's madness. Didn't know that.
Any of the lovely people that are religious and do watch us and have been watching us from day one, honestly, when we were even rumoured to be signing him, I was honestly like, and I was getting attacked because people were like, it's the Portuguese league. But I was saying, like, his goal involvement for Sporting, I was like, every game, it's 2 goals and an assist, a goal, 2 assists. And I was like, get this guy. Someone just sign this guy. And then we messed around and didn't get him in the summer. And then even when we signed him in January, I was like, this is too late.
Yeah.
The guy's a freak. So that's the Bruno stat. Here's a crazy stat that I didn't really see coming. Klopp's woeful record in the FA Cup continues because Liverpool have only made the 5th round once in his tenure.
That's once in 5 years. Because he came in October 15. Obviously, the FA Cup didn't start for him until 2016. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. In fact, six FA Cup appearances for him. That's bad.
I'm going to play devil's advocate. Last year, they were pushing for the title and still in the Champions League, so I think they did put very weakened sides out in the Cup. I think the year before, again, they were pushing for the title and they got to the Champions League final, so again, they may have put the kids out. But, I mean, 5th round.
I don't think that's good enough because end of the day, it's
a sticky one still.
It's a damn trophy. It's a damn trophy as far as I'm concerned, and it's so important to win it. And that's why I'm actually quite wound up about the Arsenal. Excuse me, which I'll talk about in a second because who Man United will be facing in the next round is West Ham, and West Ham they're doing some bits in the league at the moment. And it's
my annoyance.
They actually are as well. That's the worst thing about it. We can't even. Yeah, I know. Because it's not even like they're just like grinding through like some dead performances and winning 1-0.
That's a Souček. No, they're actually playing
No,
well.
they're playing some really nice, attractive football. So I can't see any West Ham fans truly complaining about what's going on. And they went with this not a weakened side, but they made a couple of changes in order to make this fixture. But they beat Doncaster 4-0, and the way they did it was, we should be looking at West Ham. But West Ham are just quietly going about their business completely. I'm not saying they're going to be a top 4 side. Don't be freaking stupid. But there's no harm why they can't get 6th.
I'll tell you what was a madness about this game, because it's one of my, like, I don't know if this, it's not like a football hipster thing. It's probably a football manager or a FIFA thing. But I love Yarmolenko, right? And when West Ham signed him, I was like, right, you're going to West Ham? Like, okay, fair.
Yeah.
But seeing Yarmolenko play against Doncaster, like, we've seen some crazy stuff. Like Timo Werner, Kai Havertz were playing against Luton earlier, and it didn't really fade.
The play against Morecambe, mate.
Honestly, so we've seen some big players playing against smaller. But honestly, seeing Yarmolenko playing against Doncaster was kind of like, what? Like what? You know, when people do those challenges on Football Manager when they like sim forward 10 years or whatever, and it was just like, why is Yarmolenko playing against?
No, I know what it reminded me of is like, you know, like when you've been playing like the older versions of FM where there's not as much tactical nous around it, and you've had your save, you come back onto the game and you're like, oh, I've got Doncaster next, click go. Oh, I didn't change my lineup. And like you wanted to put a weakened side out, but you completely forgot, and all your big boys are playing. Maxim Sigalo.
You've got Chelsea in the cup final in 2 days, and everyone's on 78% fatigue. Yeah.
you put in Maxim Sigalo. You put in Tom Madero. You're like, no.
Tijani Babangida. I will say I have to eat a little bit of humble pie, and I wanted / thought West Ham were going to be in real trouble this season, and they have massively proved me wrong. Again, it's been a weird season in the Premier League, but I will eat my words, and West Ham have actually been really decent.
During the week, we can find out how much humble pie Cotton would have eaten when we do our audio version of the mid-season review, because there's going to be some crazy stuff in there from what was predicted at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, there is. So we'll go back and look at our original predictions and stuff like that, and then rehash them. But yeah, West Ham, man, and like people want to talk about Premier League signings of the not so much the season, but of the year or whatever. Mate, Souček for like 5 million is just a joke. Like West Ham could sell him tomorrow for like 30, 40, like easy.
Souček could go and play for any team in.
Of a certain style, like he doesn't play attractive tiki-taka. Like if you want a big robust geezer, but I'm saying like he couldn't go play for Barcelona. But there's not. I can see him going and fitting into Liverpool's team right now in the middle of the park. Him, Hendo, and Thiago. A big robust bad boy who can actually chop stuff up and control the tempo. He could go and play for Liverpool. There's no reason why he can't. And he's another threat with his height. He's 6'4". Quick question. I know we're deviating just because I forgot to ask. Real quick, 2-second segue, and we'll come back to this. What did you think of Thiago's performance today?
Dog. He's not a Liverpool. He's not a Liverpool player. He's a fantastic player. He has world class ability. He cannot fit into Liverpool's way of playing.
Thiago is world class. He's like one of the best centre mids in the world. Do not get me wrong. Like you said, I don't think he fits in there. Like they were saying the other day, he slows the game down. Just today in general, I thought he lost the ball a lot. He fouls a lot, which we'll get onto when we talk about the refereeing thing. Yeah, I just thought I was watching it and thinking, yeah. But then the commentators were like, well, he's been out for 8 games or 8.
No, bruv, no. Don't buy it. No, you're making excuses for him. Back to West Ham. Everyone's banging on about Offerlion and his finish, which is nice. But like, he's not a kid. He's 23, so he might have. It hasn't even come through the academy and stuff. They picked him up from non-league, which I do like, and he's starting to come through. But he's 23. I don't think he'll have a future at the club.
What's his first name?
Alu.
Oh, Aladapo.
Oladapo, Oladapo,
So it would fit. So you could be like, Oladapo Afalen. Like, into R. Kelly's like, I Believe I Can Fly. The Afalion bit works, but the first one doesn't. Gutted. Because what I used to love, honestly, watching Stoke, it was like, Ibrahim Afalai.
Yes, fair. Wait. Another
Terrible.
FM legend, absolute FM legend. Right, okay, let's get out of the way. Arsenal, because people, I've had people like actually like proper like try and banter me off about this game. I'm like, you can have a go at it, but like
it's Southampton, mate. Before you even start on this, and like, because I know you're going to want to tear into Arsenal. Before we even start on this, like, people need to remember it's like 5-6 years ago, if you'd have seen this cup tie and you'd have lost to Southampton, you'd have been like, what is going on at this club? At the minute, Southampton are a very good football team, man. Like, this wasn't a given. This wasn't an easy tie. This was a very, very tough fixture.
It was.
And I was very surprised when I saw the team lineup.
Yeah, because Southampton, they put out like their ready to go full strength side, and bearing in mind Arsenal play Southampton once again at St Mary's on Tuesday, which is crazy because there's a full fixture list.
You got the Liverpool, you got the United Liverpool back-to-back games sort of thing.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah. So it's not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination, but I do know that there's going to be some changes. There's going to be some more of the more recognised first team starters for Arsenal. The issue is with Aubameyang, who it appears is going through some personal issues, and it's been reported that he's actually going through a divorce. So we're not making excuses for the guy, but that could have had ramifications on his performances and why they've been so lackluster for most of the season. Because I'm not being funny. Anyone who's watching this, you've gone through it, I've gone through it. A breakup is bloody hard. And it doesn't matter how much money you're on or how your life is and all that sort of stuff. A breakup is tough and it's difficult for you to mentally, prepare yourself and put yourself in the right spot. So that could have ramification on his performances of late.
Right. Hot take. I completely agree with you because, like, we both know, but as people that suffer from mental health, and like you said, we've both been through breakups. I understand that it can be tricky, like, and it can knock it out of you, and it can make it like everything seem tough. Bruh, you're getting paid $300,000 a week to play football. Like, every other Premier League player has got stuff going on. They've got kids. They've got people that are ill. COVID at the minute. They've got family they can't see. They've got family that are poorly. They've got this, that. They've got that. When you are an athlete or someone in the public eye or whatever, and you're getting paid X amount, right, cool. If that's the case, and he's saying that he can't really focus on his football at the minute because he needs time for his divorce, okay, freeze your wages or take a pay cut for a month or two then. If it's affecting you to the point where you can't play for this club, and like that's it. Like I'm not. That sounds really draconian and like so. No. Don't get me wrong. Everyone has their own issues, but why is this only just come out now? How come he didn't go to Arteta months ago and be like, "Bro, this is the reason"? Because this isn't a thing this month. Aubameyang has been poor for Arsenal.
Oh, it's been poor all season. But to be fair, on socials, he's not been very active on social media throughout that whole time as well. Whereas, up until the beginning of the season, he was always on socials, posting things, having a laugh, doing this, that, and the other, and he's been quiet the whole time. So I think that tells me more that there's stuff going on under the scenes that we don't know as fans and in the media.
I didn't know about the divorce thing until you told me that. When I saw the personal, it was like Aubameyang isn't playing for Arsenal due to personal reasons. I genuinely thought the personal reasons was he wants to leave. I genuinely thought he was just like...
No, I just thought straight up like he found out his dad died this morning. That's what I thought.
I genuinely, no banter aside, I genuinely thought Aubameyang was like, nah, man, I'm done with this. Like, I don't want to play with these... Like, I'm sick of playing with... Sick of playing for this manager, sick of playing for blah, blah, blah. Which segues me into this. If I was Aubameyang and I had to play with Pepe, I'd want out of the club as well. Now, again, banter aside, Is Pepe literally becoming the biggest flop in Premier League history? No, he's not the worst player of all time. He's still got some quality.
No, yeah, he's not a bad player. That's the worst thing about it. But when you exactly. When you have a giant price tag on you, a couple of free kicks in the Europa League isn't going to be enough. You know, and bearing in mind he took some of those free kicks really superbly, and you know, he scored a couple of great goals in the Europa League. But I fancy myself against some of that opposition, even sat here in my dressing gown.
I really like Pepe at Lille, man. That was the season that Lille pushed PSG like all the way. I think they even won the French Cup.
But they're not. There weren't. No one at Lille is good enough to go on to, as far as I'm concerned, a top club straight away, especially for that sort of money.
You know who Lille's star player is right now?
Who's it now? Because I don't really follow much French stuff.
Renato Sanchez.
Oh, bloody hell! I forgot he was there.
Who is hotly sought after again?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean Pepe's goals.
But for me, Renato found his level.
Nuts, man. But he was playing. They were utilising him as like a full forward. They were like he was like a striker for most games. But honestly, like you said, scoring a couple of goals against Dundalk or whoever it is, it's just not good enough, man. Like these are the type of games where you're not playing in the league because of your form. This is your game to go out there and give Arteta a headache, give him a reason to put you on the team sheet.
Same with Willian as well.
Do you know what? I need to hold my hands up for Willian as well, because I said to you when you signed Willian, I was like, that is a no-brainer. That is such a sick deal. Like, he has been class for Chelsea. He's on a free. Even if he doesn't play many games, he'll bring the experience. He'll be able to shoot other young players. And then every game I've seen him in, and I can understand why when I go on Twitter and Arsenal fans are literally like sending him. We're not sending him hate, but like Willian this and Willian that, and I'm like, oof, I wish I could defend him.
Yeah, I can't defend him.
But it's like you're not wrong. But yeah,
big up Southampton in this game though, because Southampton, they came with game plan, and they wanted to get out Arsenal straight away for the first 10 minutes. A bit like after Liverpool equalised. The first 10 minutes, they were literally all over you, in your face. It couldn't move. Bit disappointed with the way the goal was conceded, because I don't understand why Gabriel put his foot out there. He had enough time to manoeuvre his body and block it completely, or even, get a clean touch on it. But he waited for the ball to almost like get to him, and then he stretched the leg out. And I think that's a little bit poor from him. It is his first game back. He's had COVID, he's been ill, all that sort of stuff. But if you are fit enough to play, you need to be in the head game and the headspace and the mental fitness, as well as the physical fitness, to ready to go from minute one. I don't believe in this, he's had a few games out, he's a bit rusty, match fitness. Match fitness, if you're looking for match fitness, you get that with the resis, with the under-23s, whatever, or you come on with 10 minutes to go, 15 minutes to go, 20 minutes to go, play the second half, because we had defensive cover on the bench, and we had enough, even though we put two goalkeepers on the bench, but we had the facility to not start him in this game, and we did, so...
No, you're 100% right, and this always annoys me. Like you just said, right? Let's go to the physical side of things. If you're fit enough to play, then the whole rustiness issue, again, like you said, play with the reserves, play with the kids for a bit. Then, like, get yourself. I know it's not the same as getting thrown back into the Premier League or whatever, but it's there. And with the mental side of things, if you're not ready to be playing a game after a long layoff, tell the gaffer. Just be like, look, I don't think this is the one. I don't think this is the one for me. I don't think this is the game for me. Like, again, you could build that up and build your confidence up by playing with the kids again. So I really, again, as someone that suffers from mental health issues, I hate the whole way he's not ready and he probably shouldn't have been playing and he's dealing with some stuff. It's like, but you are. It's kind of selfish. Like, you are putting your team under
extreme jeopardy. You're jeopardizing your team because it's selfishness. It's downright selfishness.
If you're not ready to play football and your mind isn't in the game and you're not concentrating and your defensive lapse costs you a goal and it's or whatever, it's on you. And again, like, it sounds so cold-hearted, but if you're not ready to play, you shouldn't be playing. Tell the gaffer you're not ready to be playing. So honestly, I never buy into the whole he's not ready or this, that, and the other. Like, again, it sounds so horrible. It's your job. Like, you're here, you're in a very privileged position to be playing football for a club that you either support, like, or whatever, or if it's just the money thing, you're still getting paid very good money to play football. That literally every single one of us would. I would pay to play for United. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I'm sure you would pay to play.
I don't even pay to play. I don't even pay to play for United. To be fair.
Exactly. So I never. I'm going to sound like Roy Keane saying everyone's babies and snowflakes. But yeah, I just don't buy into the whole they're not ready or they aren't feeling it sort of vibe.
No, I agree. I will say that there was a lot of Arsenal fans that were kicking off saying that they did nothing and whatever in the second half. I thought Arsenal in the second half were absolutely brilliant. They just didn't have that killer instinct right at the death, which they needed, and they could have done with, everyone's banging on about Balogun. I reckon he would have done something. It was actually quite naughty, Balogun was, because as soon as the final whistle went, he actually tweeted a video of himself scoring quite a nice goal, getting in a bit of trouble and putting it into the top corner, which I thought was a bit of a dig. And then Ketia is not good enough to play for Arsenal.
Do you know what I think the crazy thing is? And this is a statement that I can actually fully say and not have to worry about backing myself up. You have Lacazette and Aubameyang, and Arsenal need a striker.
Yeah,
it's mad, isn't it? Like,
it's sad,
honestly,
isn't it?
When you saw Lacazette, I gassed off him at Leon. I was like, oh god, this is trouble. Like, they broke the record for him, and I was like, oh, Lacazette is just going to absolutely dominate the Premier League. And then you signed Aubameyang as well, and I was like, "Oh my god, the banter is going to be off. It's going to be off the charts. It's like Arsenal are just going to destroy us all the time now."
It's not even Arsenal's fault. It's not even the players' fault. It's Arsenal's fault. We don't. We are so like this is the way that Arsenal play football. That is it. No matter who comes in, this is where you've got to play. This is what you've got to do. And if you can't fit into that, it's tough.
Do you know what kind of striker and player that would thrive in this Arsenal team right now is?
Go on.
Right, I'll give you.
Oh my god!
What am I going to say?
I don't want to talk about it. I know exactly who you're talking about. The beginning of the A.
Oh no. Well, who were you thinking? Who are you getting angry about? Who were you thinking?
No. Tell me who you're thinking.
No, tell me who you were thinking. You got worried.
I got really aggy then. Yeah.
Who did you think begins with an A? Begins with an A.
You've got a shirt with his name on.
Oh, Andre Silva. No, it wasn't Andre Silva. No, you could do with Olivier Giroud, mate.
Oh my god! You know I love Ollie G.
That's why I thought you were upset. Like, don't bring it up.
No, I've still got withdrawal symptoms over that anyway.
Also, I'm just saying Andre Silva would do bits. So
shut up. The other games that didn't involve Premier League teams are running around the bottom of the screen very quickly. It's Barnsley 1, Norwich 0. So Barnsley, they go through. Bristol City are through to the next round after a 3-0 win away to Millwall, and Swansea slapped Forest 5-1 as well. So some madness going on there.
Really surprised about that Norwich result. Not just because it ruined my ACCA for the early doors of the day, but
never about the early game.
Norwich are flying in the Championship. Now, I don't know whether this is. I probably should have done my homework. I think it might have been a case of, obviously, the Championship, you play 78 games in a season, plus the 54
over 2 weeks.
Yeah. So I reckon they might have been resting some players. But yeah, I was very shocked at that result.
And surely I feel gutted for them because they stayed in the game the whole game. Vitinha scored and to make it 1-0 after just 12 minutes for Wolves. So you think it's job done at that point. But surely they dug in and they tried their damn hardest to try and get something out of this. And this wasn't exactly a weak Wolves team.
Question here for you: this Vitinha goal, what are you saying? Yeah, right. Can I say I think keeper needs to do way more. I think it's right down the middle of the goal.
I know that surely a non-league side, but yeah,
it moves a lot in the air. Do not get me wrong. From one angle, it shifts from left to right in like a third of a second. But it ends up going from one replay. I was like, oh, that's gone top bins. What a strike. And then I saw the replay and it's kind of like middle of the goal, all right height. And I was like, oh, man, sounds horrible. If that's a Premier League game, that doesn't go in. But then again, I suppose if it's a Premier League game, Vitinha isn't even shooting from
Vitinha were a part of it. Not really much more to talk about that game, so let's move on. I'm saving the Brentford Leicester game because I know that there's a few contentious decisions that you want to talk about within that. So we'll talk about that later towards the end. Fulham, they're fighting for their life, so I don't think this result is going to harm them too much. But they are out of the FA Cup. They lost 3-0 to Burnley. Jay Rodriguez with a brace and Long as well, getting one with 9 minutes to go. Burnley are having a great week. They've beaten Liverpool. They've broken Liverpool. They've ended Liverpool's record. And then a few days later, they have booked a place into the 5th round. So how big is this for Burnley, and what can this do to their season?
Sean Dyche owner. It's Burnley. Like, they get slept on, man. Like, everyone just still sees them as long ball Burnley, boring. They get the job done. But listen, not every I'm gonna go to other sports and stuff, but like not every team or whatever has to be sparkling, over the top, exciting fireworks all the time. If you can just get the job done, just get the job done, man.
Honestly, my boys there. I wish these lot would just sometimes just grind a result out and just get things done. They don't. They're very exciting to watch though. But sometimes I don't want excitement. I just want to go out there and get the job done. That's what Burnley do.
I'll be perfectly honest, because I was watching another game while this was on. I didn't see this game, right? I bet you that Burnley weren't like at their sparkling best. I bet they weren't. I bet they didn't dominate the game, but they've still won 3-0 because they get it done. They have a specific style of football and they get it done. Obviously, the Liverpool game, I don't think we've touched on it because it was midweek or whatever. But yeah, like, look at that game. And people might moan and say, oh, well, they just sat with 11 men behind the ball. What do you expect them to do? It's Burnley.
Yeah, they're not. They play 4-4-2, 2 banks of 4 and 2 at top. But they're not gonna play through and control the midfield when they've got Brownhill and I can't remember who was the other guy. Was it Westwood? Wasn't it Brownhill? Westwood.
But here's the thing,
they're not going to dominate.
All they did was sit back and defend, and it's like, and then they won. It's like, so what you're telling me is their manager tactically outclassed your manager. And that's the only way to look at it. Like, you can moan that, like, well, Klopp's a better manager. Yeah, cool. But Dyche literally went, Liverpool are going to do this. We're going to suffocate them and hit them on a break once or twice. And that's what happened. Like, don't get me wrong, there was some crazy stuff in that game, like goal line clearances, and it was nearly as crazy as the City Villa one for that. But Burnley, man, don't sleep on Burnley. They are a good team. Again, one of those teams like Sheffield United last season where not necessarily like star players. I don't think there's anyone in there that you'd really go, oh, I want them in my team. Yeah. Other than maybe Arsenal might want Nick Pope.
Pope, I do like Tarky as well. Ben Mee's getting old now. But I think Charlie Taylor gets slept on. I think he's a great left back.
But there's no one you'd go and break the bank tomorrow to buy.
No.
But at the same time, when they all play together, they all are so well drilled. They all know what they're doing.
Game. It's a team game, and they make it work. And I don't see. I think they're going to be safe, more than safe by the end of the season. Go put a run together. Go and have a go at this competition, because that's what Sheffield United should do. Because Sheffield United, they're down. I don't think no one can tell me differently, because like Sheffield United, just like Schalke are going down. Schalke lost early on today. We'll have to find out more about that on Wednesday's show. But, you know, the teams above them, they're also picking up results as well. Mainz, no one expected Mainz. They ended up going on and beating Leipzig.
Didn't they? Yeah.
Leipzig, high-flying Leipzig. So, you know, Sheffield United aren't doing that in the Premier League. So the fact that they're going down, go and win the FA Cup. Give the fans something to feel cheery about. You know, everything.
It's not completely unheard of.
Exactly. But Birmingham won the League Cup, you know, and they went down, and no one expected that as well. Unluckily for Sheffield United, Arsenal aren't in this anymore, so they can't be beaten anymore. But, you know, Plymouth, they put up a good fight. The goals came from Basham and Sharp. It was Kamara who pulled one back towards the end that made it a little bit hairy.
I watched this game.
But
Sheffield United looked really, really good in points, and this was the game. I was so tempted. I was sat there and I was like, Brewster had a few chances, and I was like, you know what? Let me see what the odds are for Brewster to score, and I'll back it because this could be the time. And they were really poor odds, and I was like, no, I'm not going to bother. And I'm glad I didn't because, again, like the Werner thing, this would have been a game that you'd have wanted. Chris Wilder would have wanted. He'll be happy with the win, but he'd have wanted Brewster to get a goal today, just to get him a little bit of confidence, just to get that run going, just to. Do you know what I mean? Feel his way in. The Basham goals, bog standard back post. When you're playing against lower quality opposition, like the marking and stuff was terrible. Billy Sharp scores, which I love to see because I actually really love Billy Sharp.
I love Billy Sharp. I remember when he got linked with Palermo, I was so gassed. And when he didn't sign, I was devastated, man, honestly. It'd been brilliant getting him at the red zone, mate. Oh, absolutely would have loved it.
Yeah, but did get a goal back and make it a little bit tasty towards the end, but it was routine sort of thing.
It was done by them, weren't it? Brighton, they are. I think they could end up getting themselves in a bit of trouble in the Premier League. So I think they do need to focus more so on the Prem than the FA Cup. But once again, they are a lower level side. So especially Liverpool are out, Arsenal are out. Chelsea don't look overly great in the FA Cup so far. We'll come on to City in a couple of seconds. But Brighton, why don't you have a go at it? Bissouma's goal.
Oh,
gorgeous.
The strike is out of this world, yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. Just that the sound when it hit. Well, I tweeted you back, didn't I? That is absolute pornographic sound.
I nearly, that was the tweet, was nearly that the sound of that crossbar makes me hard. But I was like, no. And then you came in with it, and I was like, "Yeah, fair enough." So it wasn't just me. If you're gonna watch the highlights from the FA Cup this weekend, or if you just want to see this goal, do yourself a favour, check out Bissouma's goal,
and make sure you got some Kleenex beside you.
Also, so I'm pretty sure, didn't Blackpool have to play a replay? Have they played recently? I swear they played a replay. But either way, I was massively shocked when I saw Blackpool win their last FA Cup game and who scored. I saw Medine. I was like, "There's no way that's Gary Medine." And then I was like, "Oh my god, he's still
What is he? 58 now?
was he in Coventry for a long while?
Who is he? I'm trying to think where I remember because he's been around for absolutely years. Gary
Medine. So yeah, Cardiff, Sheffield United, Cardiff, Bolton, Sheffield Wednesday, Blackpool. Sheffield,
yes, I remember him at Cardiff. But yeah, he's only 30. It feels like he's been. He's like cult hero.
He is Benjamin Button because there's no way he's 30. There's no way he's still 30.
No, he was 30. He was 30 when he was at Sheffield Wednesday. I swear he was. And that was 10 years ago.
He's played for both Sheffield clubs as well. Like, he just doesn't care.
There's a legend anywhere he goes. He absolutely loves it. I'll tell you where he would have done well. Scotland.
Yeah,
can you imagine if he went to Scotland, like slapping goals in for hearts. Gary
Medine for Kilmarnock, yeah, that would have been the one.
Would have absolutely loved it. Right, where are we going? Cheltenham. I feel for him. Honestly. Cheltenham 1, Man City 3, but Cheltenham 1-0 on the hour mark from Alfie May, and with 10 minutes to go. They were still in the lead. I know they were getting bummed, but
I was absolutely buzzing for this game, right? So I was round having dinner with my auntie and uncle, my bubble.
Clarification.
And at 1-0, I was like, right, because before the game started, I had Mahrez and Foden to have 2 or more shots on target each. And Mahrez had 2 shots on target in the first half. I don't know how, because he was anonymous. Foden had 1. And when they went 1-0 down, I was sat there and I was like, right. And City were like 6. Yeah, City was 6-4 after.
Yeah, you messaged me.
Yeah, City, it was 20 minutes to go. City was 6-4, and I was like, how stupid am I feeling? Do I dunk on this? And I'll tell you what, if the Foden one would have come in sooner, because that was 7-1, I would have just gone mad on it. But I put it on, and I said to my cousins, I was like, right, the perfect way this pans out is Phil Foden scores, wins me my shot on target, and then City win. And City just romped, man. They were looking like they were going to pump. I wish, at hindsight, I wish I'd have put the mortgage on it. But it's one of those things that Cheltenham, like, even taking the lead, Premier League quality, and I know it's cliche, but Premier League quality, like, Cheltenham comes 70, 75 minutes, so tired. You can't defend physically and mentally. You can't stay that focused for that long against professional players. They will just... Even Jesus, who I can't stand, had one chance, dropped to him, bang, goal, game over. Scored a third, which I think was really harsh on Cheltenham, really harsh. But mate, it was 1-0. It was 1-0 on the 80th minute mark, and City won 3-1.
Cheltenham were believing. They were absolutely believing. Would have been lovely.
Can we just talk about one thing really quickly? And again, this isn't a biased thing. This is I just want clarification or your opinion on it. We spoke about this the other day in the WhatsApp group. So like in the last 4 years of the FA Cup, City have played a Prem team 3 times. Why do City just keep getting Cheltenham, Oldham, Hammond, Waterlooville? Well, no, because
we beat them. That's what we do. When it comes to playing Arsenal, playing City in the FA Cup, I don't know what it is. We're just like, yeah, we'll have this.
I mean, so City after this now get Swansea.
Yeah.
And we get another Premier League team. Again, we always get... Everyone used to think that we were always we got the non-league teams. We always get Prem teams, man. It's so boring. Give us an easy run to the Cup for once, man. We need it.
I know. This is City's to win this year. City's to lose, I should say. And it is simply just because of the routes that they go down.
They'll beat Swansea and then they'll get Brighton or something. I promise you. They'll get someone real... Or City and United both win their games, and the quarterfinals, United versus City at the Etihad.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we already know the route what it's going to be, don't we?
Yeah.
And then the final game, I wanted to say this to the end, so I wanted to. Well, there's a Premier League game that we'll just briefly touch on as well, that happened on Saturday night. But Brentford 1, Leicester 3. Now, both teams made changes. Brentford, they've actually got Swansea during the week, which is a massive game for them in regards to the Championship, because I do think that Brentford are ready to come into the Premier League, and I also believe that they'll be able to hold their own. But they made 6 changes for this game. However, they did go 1-0 up. So, how did you?
I watched it. It was a very, very sloppy goal as well. But Sorensen was alert and alive in the box and tapped it home. But it's Leicester, man. Leicester put out a half, a pretty much.
Their second string is a bloody good team still.
But I don't even think it was a second string. You had Soranchi, who obviously is coming back from injury, but he's one of their best players. Madison played. Obviously, had no Vardy, but again, you're playing. Brentford are a very good Championship opposition, but you're still playing Championship opposition.
Yeah.
Leicester were just too good, man. When you got people like Tielemans playing against Brentford, it's just it is what it is. There's a few moments in this game, and it wasn't even just because I needed a booking for my bet, but it kind of
so mainly it was because you needed a booking for your bet.
No. Because we wanted to touch on it because there was a few things, in the Chelsea game. Chelsea scoreboard, there was 2 balls on the pitch.
Yeah.
Couple of contentious offside decisions in the cup this weekend, because there's got no VAR, just doesn't matter about it.
The handball in the Sheffield United game.
Jesus Christ, the handball in the Sheffield United game. We haven't even spoke about that. That's because I was waiting for the referee segment. I genuinely, this is what I can understand, and me and you have had this conversation, right? I feel for Tyrone Mings midweek, yeah? What's the rules anymore? What are the rules anymore? Ampadu has stuck a ball into the box, yeah?
From distance.
From distance. The Plymouth geezer has done this. He's rebounding from a Kobe shot, or he's gone like that. He's literally hands in the air, up near his face. It hits his hands. And
it doesn't hit his hands. It moves his arms out the way.
Yeah.
Because it's coming with that much pace.
And the Sheffield United players went mental. And I was sat there watching it thinking, guys, calm down. The ref will sort this. VAR will sort this. Don't need to be in his face. Chill. They'll look at this. And then I don't know whether this was I think this was an accident. They played the audio from Stockley Park's to the referee, because they said the exact words were green zone confirmed, green zone confirmed. So green zone is the position on the arm that it's allowed to hit. Bruh, it hit him like here. And his hands were like here. And I was trying to explain it to you, and I didn't want you to think I was over exaggerating. So as soon as a video became available, I tagged you in it like, mate.
Yeah.
Explain this to me. And again, what?
And I replied with, I can't. I can't explain this.
Handball rule twice this season, and what is it now?
Regardless of whether you change it or not, that is handball. There was also a situation in the Arsenal-Southampton game where you could say, yeah, fair enough, it was unintentional, that sort of stuff. But the cross comes in, and Kyle Walker-Peters manoeuvres himself, and the ball bounces down on top of his wrist, and they didn't even look at. They didn't even look at it.
No.
They didn't even go like, "Oh, should we VAR that?" No, there was literally nothing whatsoever. So it's just a case of each game is being played to what the referee of the day is just a case of, you know what, screw it. I'm going to give my interpretation of the laws today, and
here's the thing.
I don't really care what anyone else says.
Here's my beef with this, right? First of all, I think it's an absolute scandal that if you get home advantage, you can have, and if you're a Premier League team, you can have VAR.
Yes.
But if you're playing someone in a lower league, they don't have the facilities. How hard is it to actually get a? You could literally just have Sky Sports or BBC or BT running in the other room with a referee looking at it going, "Oh, I've just seen that replay. It's a penalty." So first of all,
because it's not like they have to put in like the 29 cameras or whatever. Because even at Chorley,
watch what we're watching, man.
Yeah, because even at Chorley they've got replays and stuff that you can see. So it's like, hold on a minute, man. Come on.
First of all, it's a scandal that if you're the rich get richer. If you're a bigger club, you get to have VAR. Second of all, this weekend has really highlighted what we've been saying for a while, this weekend has made me more of an advocate for VAR than I ever think I could be, because there is no VAR, the officiating has been so poor. Again, the goal with two balls on the pitch. Now you might say, "Oh, okay,
yeah, that's in the Chelsea Luton game." No, stop the game. There's two balls on the pitch.
Yeah.
There are 3 players. There are 4 players actually. 3 Luton players and 1 Chelsea player. Even the Chelsea player was like, "Oh, there's another ball on the pitch." The Chelsea player ended up kicking it out. So it's distracted 4 players within the vicinity of that, and Chelsea have gone on to go and score from that.
So yeah,
that is poor officiating.
The Sheffield United handball. And another thing I want to touch on is I really, really, really can't stand how certain officials manage games on a basis of, well, he's not that kind of player, or we know that he does this, or we know he doesn't do this, etc., etc. Point in case, right? This Leicester game, Brentford player gets a yellow card for a pretty hefty challenge. It's not the worst thing you've ever seen. Probably isn't even worth a yellow. Hefty challenge, right? I had to sit there for 90 minutes and watch Soyuncu make about 7 fouls. One of them, he goes literally through the back of someone on the edge of the box, doesn't touch the ball. Michael Oliver lets it go. He then goes in, 2-footed off the ground, studs up, touches the ball, but gets a lot of the man. Play on, and it gets to the point where it was his third. It got to the point where it was his 3rd, 4th, 5th foul, and it's like, right, you are literally being so inconsistent, not just from game to game in the same game. You've booked that Brentford geezer for half of what Soyuncu's done. Now, are you not booking him because you know he's just come back from an injury and he might be a bit rusty? Are you taking into account that it's a Premier League team? What is the the process? Because it's not just this one game with Soyuncu getting off 7 times. It's Fernandinho, 7 niggly fouls a game until the referee doesn't even book him, goes over and goes, right, enough's enough. But then you'll have a player that, because they might have a bit of a reputation, will make one tackle in the middle of the pitch and the ref's like, yeah, yellow card, mate, you know what you're doing. Either I don't want the game to be just broken and robotic and it's like, this is a foul, this is the law. But you can't And it's happened forever because you know that certain players will get... Mitrovic. If someone goes down holding their face from an elbow, Mitrovic is getting sent off. If someone else goes down holding their face from an elbow and it's Fernandinho or someone like that, it's not a red card. People's reputations do precede them, and it shouldn't be that way. It should be. Yeah,
I think that's a human element, because it even happened in non-league, where there's like, oh, you know, he needs to cut this player because he's a bit rough. Do you know what I mean? So when you see him make a robust tackle, it automatically your head's going, that's not robust, that's a disgusting tackle, so I need to dish a card out. And it's like, when you play it back in your head, it's like, was it actually as bad as I played out for it to be, or is it John Smith, which is I've got a preconception of that player. So,
you've been told that John Smith is gonna commit felonious assault on someone.
Well, yeah, it happens in life. I think the things that happen in life, you know, like just say if me and you go down the pub. I remember back in the day when we used to go to pubs and stuff, and it's like, there's that guy over there. He's an absolute knob. I don't like him. You know, this, that, and the other. You're gonna probably think, because we're pals, you'll be like, well, I'll side with Gav. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not going to I've gone for a fag, and he's out there as well. I'm not going to approach him because I think he's a bit of a knob, because Gav thinks he's a knob. Do you know what I mean? So it's a human thing. But you're right. You know, Sancho, you know, even for a C3 persistent infringement, should have had at least a yellow card today. And then the last game it's a league game, and Villa, you know, they've got 9 games in hand over everybody else, and this is one of them. Both of these teams are out of the FA Cup after losing to Liverpool and Arsenal respectively, so they had their game replayed, rescheduled for Saturday night, and Villa won 2-0. And I wanted to talk about this game because Tyrone Mings decided to tweet ahead of this game, said, I love the new offside rule, even though it's a law 11, and he was thankful for the 3 points, because there was an argument that the first goal by Ollie Watkins was offside. Now, I don't think it was offside anyway. I think he was level. And if he wasn't level, the ball travelled flat, and the ball was ahead of the second. The ball was sort of like cut back behind from where Ollie Watkins was. So even if Ollie Watkins was in a more advanced position, for the way the ball was travelling, he still would have been onside. So Tyrone Mings has just been a dick, frankly, and he's trying to get over the fact what happened on Wednesday.
Yeah, do you know what, I would say that, because he retweeted, there was a it's not even an incident. It was in the Italian Super Cup midweek between, was it Juve and Napoli? Ronaldo literally comes from the offside position. The defender has the ball. Ronaldo even makes a play to just kind of go towards the defender, and the referee's offside. Because he's come from the offside position to interfere with the play. He's offside.
Yeah. So, and he's made, the thing is, he's made a deliberate touch of the ball, so technically he's not offside. So, but as I said to you the other day, as for our audio podcast, which you can obviously listen to on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, etc., I said that for match control purposes, he could have just said, like, the officials could have just given the offside, even though it technically would have been incorrect in law. For your match control, it would have boosted your control for the game. So you might as well have just put your flag up and have it done with.
Like I said to you on the audio special one, I don't think not one single person would have complained that it was given offside. Because if it was given offside, you could easily say the argument, like, mate, he's just come 20 yards offside. I don't think anyone would have kicked up at first. I think it would have just been given offside. No one would have complained.
That's what I mean, and that's what match control does for you. It aids you during a game, so you don't have to deal with these certain things. And also, the next time you make a decision, you haven't got the players and the manager on your back, because they trust you. Because that's what it's all about. Refereeing is all about gaining the trust of 22 lads and all women. You know, everyone can play the games for everybody. 22 players on the pitch plus everyone who's watching you. It's all about gaining their trust. And if we're not talking about your end of the game, you've had a bloody good game. But Bertrand Traore, what a goal! And it's a shame because he's dead.
What foot was it?
Right peg. Chocolate peg. He hits it with his chocolate peg and it goes in the back of the net. Crazy stuff. Ed's gone.
Shambles of a player.
Ed's gone everywhere. Right, before we go, got the FA Cup fifth round results. Fifth round fixtures up there for you. So there's another game which is currently on at the moment, but because we're recording, we're not watching it, and so therefore
I'm keeping an eye on it.
Oh, ain't you great? Ain't you great? So we've got Burnley versus Bournemouth or Crawley. They're playing on Wednesday, I think it is. Yeah, it's random time. Manchester United are playing against West Ham. Sheffield United against Bristol City. Wolves versus Southampton. Barnsley versus Everton. Barnsley versus Chelsea, I apologise. Currently playing is Everton versus Sheffield Wednesday, and they will be, the winner of that will play against Wickham or Tottenham, who we are doing a live watch along for that tomorrow. So join myself and Stephen Buck. Cotton might join, I'm not quite sure. What are you doing?
I might do, yeah, I might do.
You might do, might pop by, say hello.
Yeah, I'll be down
See what I go on. Swansea versus Manchester City and Leicester versus Brighton. What would you say, as it stands, is the standout tie?
Wolves Southampton all day, every day. Wolves Southampton is the standout tie in that. Maybe United West Ham because of the Moyes connotations, but I think Wolves Southampton is going to be a proper scrap. Mate, again, question: who have Chelsea had in their last? Who have Chelsea had this season in the FA Cup?
They are Luton and Morecambe.
Morecambe and Barnsley.
Yeah.
It's
Oh dear. For me, if it does, as it stands, I am actually quite looking at the Leicester Brighton game. Mainly down to the fact that Brighton have actually played some really nice football this season. They've been bloody unfortunate quite a few times, and I don't think Leicester will be focusing on the FA Cup, although I think they should be looking at a League Cup double. I really should think they should be, but Brighton, I think they will be safe, and this will be a great distraction to what's going on in the Premier League. But if it all ends well as we expect it to, Everton overcoming Sheffield Wednesday and Wickham defeated by Tottenham, then Everton Spurs has to be the tie of the round.
Yeah, Everton Spurs would be quite nice.
Great stuff. Well, I'm going to go watch some NFL, to be honest, because that is the night. I'm really hoping it's playoffs. It is the AFC and the NFC Championship tonight.
Has the Bucks game started yet?
The Bucks game has started. It started about 20 minutes ago. I haven't seen the score.
So, if you want me to tell you?
Yeah, tell me the score.
Bucks are 7-0 up.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Mike Evans touchdown, Ryan Shock with the extra point.
Yeah, shocked that Mike Evans scored a touchdown as one of the best wide receivers in the game. I'm really looking forward to tonight, but at the same time, I'm not looking forward to tonight because my boys, the Chiefs, are defending, their AFC crown, and they're playing against a resurgent 11:40. Okay. Yeah, they're defending their crown against the resurgent Buffalo Bills, who are the only team who play in New York State, if you were watching the quiz last night. But, yes, that's it from us. We, as I said, we're back tomorrow. You'll be able to see myself, more than likely Cotton, but definitely Stephen Buck for the Wickham versus Tottenham live watch-along for Wickham versus Tottenham. I just said that. On Wednesday, you'll be able to catch my face on the Football Dugout channel with the Bundesliga review, and you'll be able to hear that back via our platforms by Wednesday night into Thursday. Red Devil Studio, thank you very much for your comments. Keep up the good work, guys. That's much love. Big up the guys over at Red Devil Studio as well. I advise every Man United fan to go and like their page, subscribe to their stuff. If you don't, then what the hell have you been doing the whole time? Cotton and I will be recording an audio-only version of our podcast where we just, frankly, we chat shit for about half hour, 40 minutes. Yeah. And whether you like it or not,
topic of conversation this week is Andre Silva and Luka Jovic. Can't wait for that.
We had a little brief chat on Luka Jovic on last week's show, but we have to go into more depth about him because the guy's an absolute machine. And then on Friday lunchtime, we'll be reviewing the Premier League games that have happened, because we've got a full programme of Premier League fixtures this week as well. So there's
also
plenty
for
stuff.
The review show as well. Well, the recap. We're going to do a midterm report.
So much stuff.
We're going to do a
It's
midterm
brilliant.
report. We're going to go back and look at our predictions for the season and see where we are midway through the season. So we're going to do that as well.
That'd be quite hilarious. So plenty stuff for you to get your eyes and ears into for Two Up Top. So you can subscribe to us on YouTube, of course. It's above us today because there's only two of us on the screen. At Two Up Top Football on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and of course on YouTube. And did you know if you put Two Up Top into Google, our name comes up first?
Did you know, Gav? Did you know we knocked Liverpool out the FA Cup? Good night, everyone.
Southgate out.